I saw a gorgeous 4-year-old hyperlexic client. His dad was getting worried about him because being 4, he can read everything, and he is of course fascinated with letters and numbers and everything around it, and his comprehension isn't that bad either. So when I saw him, it was gorgeous. He has these curly hairs and big blue eyes, and he looks at me and he says, "Barbara, do you have hand sanitizer?" And I thought that was really gorgeous. And of course with COVID, everything has been probably drilled into them that this is the safe thing to say and to do. So when I asked him to read something, he was really happy to read. Unlike a lot of other clients, I wouldn't even ask them to read because it would be a trauma. And I was wondering, do they need help? What is the point when you think I should get worried? I did ask his dad, why are you worried about your son? And he said it is taking things out of context. He, for example, had a fever, and the temperature was 38.6 or something, and the next day it was 38.1, and there was the biggest meltdown because a number should not go backwards, it should always go up. So there's no context around numbers. It's just a number, not related to temperature, and it being probably better if it's not too high. So in that way I do agree, but how many kids at that age would know that, would even have an idea around temperature? And it's interesting. And he also asked me what type of hyperlexia is my son, because there are several types, and there's also different people putting them in different categories. And type 1 being very rare. It's normal children who just read well beyond their years at a really early age. The type 2 would be kids who are on the autistic spectrum, and they show most signs of autism plus that splinter skill of reading really early. And then there's the type 3, which is also a little bit on the spectrum or showing signs of autism, however not too many, and also they grow out of it. They may show a little bit of sensitivity, but they would grow out of it. They would have eye contact and be sociable and have friends. So this boy was probably in that category. He had shown a few signs of, yes, eye contact was good, but not for a long time. It was like they told him and he obliged. So looking at his at anybody's eyes was fine for a short period of time, and then he would look away. But I found him quite gorgeous and sociable, and maybe it is not a reason to worry at that age. And I know a lot of people say you have to discover and you have to interfere and intervene really early, the earlier the better. That's not always the case. I have worked with a 13-year-old hyperlexic boy, and he absolutely transformed his life. He had done a lot of interventions previously, but his reading had never shown much comprehension, and although his reading was excellent, he could not comprehend what he was reading at the age of 13, and we were able to correct that. So maybe it's good to look at it. Maybe it's sometimes better to wait a little bit, especially if someone is 4. And a lot of kids at 4 who could not read could also not know the deeper meaning and context and semantics. So let's wait and see about this gorgeous little boy. I told his dad.